This is Karen with newclevelandradio.net, and it is time for a special edition of Avoid the Maze. Sorry, people, you just get me. I don't have a guest, but there's something I want to share with you, and I've written it out because I want to make sure I get my information out to you in a logical format. So please stick with me and understand we're all on a journey, and that journey can change day by day. So I found out yesterday I'm a statistic. As of February 26th, actually February 25th, I am one of the new 25 cases in Summit County, which makes me one of 1,330 in Ohio to get COVID. Now, do I look like I have COVID? No, that's part of the problem with this virus. Many of us who have been vaccinated and have taken the booster, we're very, very lucky. COVID doesn't hit us like it does those who are non-vaccinated. We can look healthy, feel healthy, and not even know that we have the virus. Now, if you know me or have worked with me, you most likely know that I work through chronic pain on daily issues. I remember when I was first diagnosed with migraines, my mother didn't believe I truly was suffering as much as I was because I fought through them 90+% of the time. You see, I learned something from my father. Life is exciting and it's worth living. And allowing yourself to suffer needlessly, even though your body is fighting you, sometimes you fight against it. So that's what I've done most of my life. In fact, the last podcast I did on Thursday of last week, I was so ill, I wasn't sure I was going to get through it. Luckily, my guest had no idea that I was suffering. Now, last weekend on social media, I did post that I was feeling ill. I was taking some time to myself, and I just needed to rest. But prior to getting ill, I had certain symptoms that I thought, you know what? I wonder if I have COVID. So I went and had a COVID test. And guess what? That was negative. So prior to the real intense symptoms, I tested negative. Maybe if I had gone for another test last weekend, I would have tested positive and I'd be out of quarantine. But instead, I'm in quarantine right now. Unrelated to these symptoms, on Monday, I was talking to one of my doctors, and we thought that one of the medications I was taking was contributing to my symptoms. And he took me off of it. And within 48 hours, I felt terrific. So was it the medication? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm not going back on it. I'm not taking any chances. Now, again, if you follow me on social media, you may have also seen that on Tuesday, I was diagnosed that it was really important for me to have a heart and lung cath. Some of you may have noticed that when I am participating in a podcast, sometimes I just don't have enough breath. And that's been going on now for a little over a year. And we're trying to figure out what's causing that. Also, my voice changes frequently. And nobody seems to know that why that's happening either. So for the past year, I've been through lung tests, heart tests, thyroid tests, everything. And so finally they decided that I needed to have a heart and lung cath. And that was going to be tomorrow. However, on Friday, I had to have a COVID test. And guess what? That's what made me a statistic. Now, on Avoid the Maze, we talk about journeys. And I was on a journey last week. I was on a journey last week in the beginning to get off a medication that I thought was making me ill. After that, I was on a journey to go have this heart cath tomorrow and preparing myself for it. But both of those journeys have changed a little bit, and I've had to take a fork in the road. And I don't know what it means going forward. I'm just going to have to be intentional and look around and make sure that I'm following the right path. Now, there once was a time that I would have been really upset and angry if my plans got altered like this, my plans, because I need to know exactly what I'm doing every minute of the day. Just ask my husband. Anyways, but I felt that way because I felt that I was not complete, good enough, or worthy if I didn't have a plan. Because don't we all have plans? Now, most of us have plans that we're willing to alter, but for the majority of my life, it wasn't that. No, I had to complete my tasks before I could do anything any different. I felt compelled to work against my angst, both the physical and mental challenges that I may be having. As my friend and coach, Candace Pollock, would ask, and how did that work for you, Karen? And the answer typically is, it didn't. In fact, I felt more broken. So those are the questions I ask myself now. How is it working for me? So if I were to get angry and upset over being quarantined for the next couple of days, well, you know what? How would that work for me? Well, it would put a frown on my face. I probably would be lying in bed right now, probably wouldn't have gotten up. And I know it doesn't look like I did my hair, but I did. Put on a little bit of makeup and talk to the rest of you. So today I decided, you know what? I need to share my journey because additionally, not only do I have to stop judging other people, but we all have to stop judging other people. We don't know why they do the things they do. And that begins with good communication. It's not about saying, why do you do it? You shouldn't do it. It's, why do you do it? How does it work for you? Because maybe we can learn from each other. And wouldn't that be nice? So I'm asking all of you, instead of making judgment calls on your family, your friends, the people walking down the street, or the people on the other side of the world, why don't we try to listen? Why don't we gather up the information? We don't have to agree, but what we have to do is communicate about it. Last night, I was watching a rom-com about two couples who broke up. And from one couple, the female was the one who broke up the relationship. She wanted to pursue the dreams that she had as a young child, and she felt that she was being held down by the guy that she was in a relationship with. On the other side, there was another couple, and the guy did the breakup because he met somebody else, and he felt that she was more compatible with him than the girl he was going with. Now, if any of you have been through a breakup, you know how difficult that is to be the one creating the breakup, but even how more difficult it is for the one who doesn't want the breakup. And too often, the one who doesn't want it tries so desperately to get that relationship back on track. And the reality of it is, you may not have that ability to do that. And you may have to go through the sadness, the angst to move on. But I want you to know that when those things happen, you don't need to blame yourself because we've all been there and we're all going to go through it in some way or another. But as I watched that movie last night, I realized if the couples who were breaking up had really thought about giving themselves times to think about why it wasn't working, you know what? It wouldn't have been such a difficult breakup. Now, not to get political or anything, but I'm going to just for a minute. This is an observation. Some people are posting on social media that they can't believe that the Ukrainian people didn't leave their country sooner. Now, the answer to that is, well, yeah, a lot of them did. In fact, if you're really watching the news and following the stories, thousands have already left prior to this. They left their homeland. But so many didn't, because where are they going to go? This is the country that they know of. They don't know anything else. This is where their home is. This is where their family is. This is where they've worked their whole life. And if you're not prepared financially to be able to pick up and move, what do? What if you don't have family or friends somewhere that will take you in? Are you going to go just live on a street in another country? It's not as easy as it sounds. And yet, thousands upon thousands are now leaving the country to be safe. But sadly, they're leaving their loved ones behind. They're leaving those who are willing to fight for the country, plus all men 18 and up. Is it great to have a roadmap for your future? Absolutely. It really can be helpful. But we also have to be intentional and know that it's okay to make the changes we need to in life, whether it's for getting COVID, whether it's a breakup, whether it's some sort of family tragedy. We need to be able to look at all sides, and we need to stop judging even ourselves for the wrong moves we might make. Life does not come with a code book that tells us how we can be happy 24/7. The best we can do is reach for our stars, have purpose in our life, not let the little things get us down, and to listen so that we don't have to face all those big obstacles alone. So I'm going to ask you, I want you to take this time to walk with me, get on your journey. It's okay if occasionally we take a few steps back, and then we can take some new steps forward. Let's make the adjustments we need to make. But first, we need to be kind to ourselves. Last weekend, I learned that. I learned when I was feeling so ill, when my symptoms were at the height, that I just needed to take self-time. And if the people around me didn't like it, they needed to be more intentional about their thinking and being kind. So I ask you, hashtag intentionality gurus, hashtag heart mojo, hashtag avoid the maze, hashtag thoughts, theories, and queries. Listen to our podcast. We are here to share our journeys. Have you shared your journey with us as well? Because we know how important it is to be kind to ourselves and to be kind to others. Let's stop judging, and let's stop judging ourselves. Join us on Avoid the Maze. We have many great dialogues going on, and we have so many more that we are planning for the future. We have some great shows going on newclevelandradio.net, and it is my desire to bring to you pleasure, kindness, and a future of peace. Have a great day.